One for Rotarians. Yes. Lord, we thank you for bringing us here this morning as we fellowship in Rotary ways, and the deeds Rotary do be of good service to you. And we thank you, we ask your blessings over this meeting and over the proceedings and our speakers. All these things I ask in the precious holy name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. What's happening? Keep sending please as we invite PhD for lawyers.
Good morning, everyone. Please raise your cups, your glasses, your mugs, whatever you have, imaginary, virtual, to Rotary. I mean, for Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Almost.
And thank you, everyone. We just started a brand new month, and this month is month. Great to see you, Diana. They're lovely. Good to see you, Kiki, Tanya. Who else is long time no see? P, long time never seen you. I know you've been on here. Nice to see you. Long time no see. Again, we've been online. And so I want to welcome everyone this morning. You guys look lovely. And to those online, welcome to the meeting. At this time, I know Secretary Duran is online, so I'm going to ask him to do the welcome. And those who are online, especially, and then those in the room are already welcome. I don't think there's anyone. Yeah, we have one visitor soon to be a member. Rotarian waiting, Carolyn, welcome. And of course, Alex, you know that sometimes you're on the island, so it's great to see you this morning. So, Secretary Duran, go ahead and welcome for our online attendees, please.
Good morning. Thank you, President Donna. I don't see anyone online in the room that is a guest. If I'm mistaken, please let it be known. But I'm not seeing anyone that I would think is a guest in the online Zoom room. Do we have any guests in person?
No one in person, all members, and one member in waiting, Carolyn Roberts. All right, okay. So since we have now then back to general welcome to everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the meeting today. The theme of this meeting is the benefits of being a Rotarian. And of course, I wanted to use in-house persons. We don't get to hear a lot from our members. Sometimes we hear them when they attend other clubs. So for example, I am always in awe at the wealth of knowledge that we have within the club in PhD, Karen, EDG, Felix, PhD, Carla. When you go to conferences and you hear them speak at other clubs, you're like, wow, they're invited to be speakers elsewhere, and we really don't hear from them within the club. And a lot of time it's really mind-boggling, very insightful presentations that I think we ought to hear also in our club. So that we retreated to that this morning. So before we go forward, let me invite Director Anisha. I'm not sure if she's online. Do we have a rep this morning? We must have a rep. 2 weeks in a row, we had tickets to Fort Lauderdale, and you know, can't just brought the ball. Do we have a rep prize this morning? If not, I'll donate 2 raffle prizes. Character Games is coming up, so I'll donate a ticket for all the 7th to the 10th. So it's a 3-day pass, and your seat will be right in front of the finish line. Where the Jamaicans are, sitting with Jamaicans? Yes.
Sign this label.
Because they're not, remember, they're Jamaicans who are married to Bahamians and vice versa. So it will be mixed. They will say, okay, you sit over there. That I ever opened my mouth for any tea. That's my last day in the office. So I'm disappointed. So, but I have 2 tickets, so you can go with a buddy, bring a Bahamian or the Jamaican, so you can gather out there. They're great tickets, it's right at the finishing line, so you get to see your favorite Bahamian artist. I have that. So if you're interested in that, then enter your ticket purchase in the chat, or if you're in the room, go ahead and make your purchase. And the tickets are worth $75 or somewhere there. So, and you're getting 2, so it's a good price. That's $20 to win 2 tickets to Caribbean Games. If you're into track and field, then that's an awesome prize. Right? I wouldn't have it this morning, but I'll get it to you later today or tomorrow. All right, so with that said, let me invite our chair to come and recognize special milestones and anniversary.
Good morning, everyone. This is going to be quick because we gotta get up here, but we have 2 people celebrating this week. We know that Duran celebrated yesterday on March 1st, his birthday. So happy birthday, Darren. I said Duran. Why did you say Duran? Oh, I have happy dollars for Duran. So when Sarge gets up, that's why. So Darren, happy birthday. And we have Kendrick Dames, Kenny. He's celebrating his anniversary tomorrow. So Kenny, I see you in here, but I believe you're online. If not, you need to swing by the barber shop, say hello to you. So enjoy, everyone.
Thank you so much. I believe we have a Rotary minute. Secretary Duran, are you ready with that Rotary minute?
I do not actually have the Rotary Minute.
Okay. So moving right along, we're now at announcements. Are there any announcements?
Just a reminder about Ride Up, like Saturday morning at the Portland Community Center. That's a peak. Any of you can come along, we appreciate your support. Thank you.
Right, there's a sign up link that we put on the chat. Right, any other announcements? Right, there, I had a few that I wrote down and I got in the car. So let me see if I can remember. So apart from Randall, the Australia, if you're interested in going to the Rotary International Conference, please indicate to myself so we can get some things going where that is concerned. We're looking at trying to pull together as a group so we can get better rates for tickets. So if you're interested, other clubs as well, we've been reaching out to see if we can get a group together because the tickets are really pricey. So if you had plans to go to any of the conferences, then please reach out. Our chair is Akima, currently in Dubai, but she's still assisting remotely getting things started. If you're interested in attending any of the conferences, let us know so we can, yes, you do your own thing, but we just buy the ticket so that we can get the benefit. So now I'm going to start. So please give him a nice round of applause.
All right, so, good morning, everyone. Everyone's, today. As you can probably suggest, I just find my president $5 for being here. I understand that. We have a lot of stuff going on, but.
I'm usually here at 6 a.m. every morning. One morning I come late to try to be back.
It's still, got to be done. Also as well, persons who are online that disability, hours working, but currently not there, so too all fine. So I see everybody in the chat. Make sure I write this down as well. But other than that, here's a few things. All right, so my name is the lawyer's office, master lawyer, excuse me. how much do you charge? The lawyer responds, I charge $1,000 to answer 3 questions. The client replies, that's a bit expensive, isn't it? Yes, says the lawyer. So what's your third question?
So Duran, very helpful to me this week. He is an awesome guy. So I am donating $80 on his behalf. Please share us,
Hey, whatever I want to spend.
Okay, so I just remembered my announcement. There is a competition this month. It's water and sanitation. And so there is a competition within the district. You're great at taking pictures or making videos. You're able to do that with your phone. Now, the telephones are taking, those mobile phones, they're taking some great pictures and things. You don't even need to have a professional camera to get a really nice shot. So the suggestion is that the photo must reflect the theme water and sanitation. So it could be a child standing at the campsite or a child washing their hands. And the best photo, there are prizes. So the first, second, and third, I think it's 200. Don't quote me on the prices. I'll post that in the chat. And I know for the videos, it's 600, 350, 250, or something like that. So you get to win in either category. So there's an amateur section and then there's a professional section. So it would be a good thing for us to have a campaign throughout this month for hand wash and for water and sanitation, and take pictures of water, of people doing stuff, not just the standard, handing over a check or hand wash or something like that. So it's a great opportunity for new Rotarians, not just the club. You may donate it to the club, of course, if you want, but it's a good opportunity to enter that competition and throw your hat in the ring. So that was one important announcement that I wanted us to be aware of. So at this time, I'm going to invite PVG Felix to come forward. I'll see for your message just yet. I sent you a message and to invite Rotarian Rotarian waiting, Caroline. Yes, I sent you a message that we're inducting a new member. So let me tell you a little bit about Caroline. Come forward, please. And the sponsor is Jacqueline online. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Very interesting person, and she is in good company because she's also she's from Freeport, Bahama. Most of her family actually lives in Freeport and or in the US. So she's actually alone in Nassau and New Providence. So actually she just earned herself a big Rotary family of nearly 17 persons. We'll be there for you. Her middle name is Michelle. So she's Caroline Michelle Roberts. She's the fourth of 6 children. And, she grew up in New Providence, even though she was actually born in New Providence, but grew up in Grand Bahama, West End. She's a devout Anglican, so all the Anglican people in the house, and a member of Holy Trinity and Anglican Church. Right? Okay, so blessing you.
Let me just.
She's a 30-year banker. Her career started at Central Bank of the Bahamas, 8.5 years, and then later moved to private sector, starting work at Lee's Person as a mutual fund accountant for 2.5 years. And she's currently at CIBC, First Caribbean, as the Senior Manager for Credit Corporate Bank. All right. She's responsible for the underwriting team and structuring credit transactions for the Bahamas and TCI. Pretty big job. We've been seeing her consistently for weeks, months, visiting our club, and she feels really comfortable. She promises to attend some in-person meetings when she can. We got a chance to know her better last week and she made a few close friends at the fellowship last week. So without further ado, I now invite Felix to do the honors of inducting. All right. She's sponsored by PP Jack.
Good morning.
No, I had to switch to my laptop so I could hear what was going on in my meeting. I couldn't hear with.
That be investing your people. And whatever it is, it's really my pleasure to invite Caroline into the Rotary Club of NASA Sunrise. Caroline, the members of the Rotary Club of NASA Sunrise, and you are personally to be a member of this club. They believe that you have the qualities of good therapy. I would remind you that when you're inducted into the club, you are expected to attend meetings. You're expected to offer yourself in service to the community. And we expect that you would use your vocations to further the objectives of the Rotary Club of NASA Sunrise. Being a Rotarian offers some special benefits. I will speak to some of them in a little while when I make my presentation, so you can consider that part of your lecture. But we believe that as Rotarians, we have an obligation to assist those persons who are best practices, as I said, through our vocation that they've done before, and through our access service. And so it was my delight on behalf of the Rotary Club of National Sunrise to formally invite you as a member of this club. So that from this moving on, we can now tell you Rotarian Caroline. Welcome to National Sunrise. The other things I on the website. And it asks that you really take everything you do. It will show to you the love that you are with them, that you're proud to be with them. And actually, the thing brings some special privilege as well, because there are people that will have poor will be touched by God, and they know that you're with them. We'll offer you special services. Make sure you get on it on there, you can special seat. So we and this kid will be free to read, help you as you integrate into your new role as Rotarian.
Guys,
Rotarians, passion piece, yeah.
yes.
About find your Rotarian.
All right, welcome to the newest. All right, so your kit, Caroline, contains a lot of information about Rotary, but most importantly, visit the Rotary website, and I'm sure the membership director, Simone, will reach out to onboard you and to do your orientation, get you on how to use Runner, how to go into Rotary.org, and a lot is available there. There's a whole university awaiting you, so you can learn more about Rotary and getting into leadership and preparing you for your future in Rotary. So welcome. All right, let me now invite Father to come forward and introduce his dear friend, PDG Felix, who will be our speaker this morning.
Would you charge up, please? Fine. Now, on the appearance said make it long and make it relevant. Thank you very much. It's an honor to introduce my good friend, childhood friend. Over so many years. He wasn't born in the house. Came to now at the age 2 or something like that. 10 months. And I thought all along he was behaving until he asked me to write a letter to the government for him to become a behaving citizen after 1973. Hailed from Turks and Caicos Islands, as so many Indians from roots I do as well. Around this time in 1963, both of us took the exam to come to St. John's College. And as we say, the rest is history. It's always good to have a friend like Felix, because Felix was not only sharp, not only bright, but he was always disciplined. And he would always get his homework done on time. So that's a good fella. No, seriously, people realize how important that was. Have him on one side, Ray Davis on the other. Felix always had a great imagination. Remember when we were small, the teacher used to ask you on Friday, like, tell me what you do. But Monday morning, tell me what you did over the weekend. Remember, teachers used to ask you that. You wouldn't know about that. That's BC. So Felix couldn't wait. You were the same class, straight through. From 1963 to 2023, still couldn't decide one another. So what did you do? Felix couldn't wait. He pushed up his hand. The teacher today, I want to tell you what I did. Me and my daddy went fishing and we caught 75 groupers, each paying 75 pounds. I said, okay, Felix. That's just to teach him, because I'm good. My dad is a good fisherman, and I'm even better than he is. She said, I think I say, okay, yeah. Suppose I would tell you that big 10-foot grizzly bear coming down the road, just about to kill some people, and a little 10-inch just jump up in the chest, grab him by the neck, and kill him. What would you say? You would say, teacher, that was my dog. Is it true? Everything I say is true. I wouldn't stand beside this. All true. I'm honest, and I'm supposed to say some things that would give you the spirit of this person whom we are introducing as a past district governor. I get all this Rotary stuff. Joined in 2001. In 2014, he became a Kenyan icon, which received the national honor of OBE. I think his real legacy would be not only in Rotary, but also as chairman of the National Development Plan. He has just recently received a prestigious award, one of the most prestigious awards of the Salvation Army, the William Booth Award. And of course, he continues to function as chairman of that board. Felix, everything Felix goes into, he seems to arrive at the top. Good role model for all of us. And I think we are extremely privileged to know that he is friends of all. Natural father of two, but father of many, many young people in this country. So I want you to just welcome him, standing ovation. Our own. Thank you.
Good morning again. Thank you so much, my good friend. Your value preference for right? Yeah. I'll That's one correction. I don't want to go behind the meeting. Oh, and that's it. So good morning again. It is certainly a pleasure to, sorry. Duran, you are on the slides for the, yes? Oh, yeah. You guys are not gonna see the slide, they only have 6 slides, right? So and they're just to emphasize the points I'm going to make. And I will speak to my presentation. And so you will need to see the slides, but you want to see the slides. There's really one important slide that I want you to see. I can ask to circulate the presentation. The slide is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You can see that slide. The other one is just information for reinforcement. But it's more like that to talk about the benefits of being a Rotarian. And this slide really is just an introductory slide to say that I'm going to talk about really 3 things, right? One, who's a Rotarian? Secondly, the benefits of being a Rotarian. And then thirdly, something that is very, very important to me, called the conflict and care of a Rotarian. Let's talk about who is a Rotarian. And some of you may not be aware, but for many, many years, there's been this myth that and the misunderstanding of what Rotary really is. In fact, many people would consider Rotary to be an organization of old and white and rich men with selfish intent, meaning that they've stuck to themselves, they share that there are common interests, and once in a while they will make a relation to the community who really address their conscience. And that has been the perception of the stages of the relation. I will tell you though that in some countries that is still the case, because particularly in one European country I'm thinking about, there's a 5-year wait to get into the Rotary, and then there's a $50,000 initiation fee. So obviously they want to be very careful about who they allow into their club. But I go in one step further. So even in the Bahamas today, there is a club who's very selective about the kinds of persons that they want to be in the club. They say you have to be young, you have to be a professional, you have to be a lawyer, something like that. And so we haven't changed much from the system. We're just doing it a little bit. There are some things that are different about Rome today. And for those of you who have been Rotarian for your benefit, over the last couple of years, we're focusing on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And just to give some broad definition of what that is, from a Rotary perspective, diversity is everyone who's running high people that see and reflect the communities and which community exists. And equity means that we want to ensure that everyone
Want to make me calls? I can share my screen.
these area that it can be. So whether it be trying to be a president of the club or a district governor or even the president of the national, that everybody has an equal opportunity based on their skills and their interests. And finally, inclusion that remains what we want to have everybody included in what we do. There should be no exclusion. So when you add with a trust investment, so when you ask what is the Rotarian today, you can say we are a dynamic part of the whole community. We are men, we are women, we are young, we are old, we are lawyers, we are teachers, we are service providers. We don't consider race or religion, and we don't consider the political. But we still have a lot of work to do. And Duran, if you can show the second slide, you see that not much recently, maybe 3 years ago, we did a survey, global survey, and only 35% of persons who were surveyed think that Rotary is an organization for people like them. And this is what we've been in the last 2 years. Just think of that. 35% of all persons who were surveyed do not think that Rotary is an organization for people like that. So there's still a perception that we just prestigious are a big organization that we think people can attend. Then you put up slide number 3. This is statistics data show. Only 25% of those persons who were surveyed actually know someone who is Rotarian. You look at what happens here in the Bahamas, we're quite different from that. I would suggest that if you were to survey people in the Bahamas, particularly in the province about Rotary, just say that it's not an organization they think they can belong to, they wish to belong to, and just about everybody who you would survey, the majority would know someone in Rotary. Because we have the fortune in this small community of being very visible, doing a lot of community service, and making sure that we publicize it. Right? And so you see a program here in the Bahamas is far different than what a lot of other people see in other communities around the world. So as behavioral therapists, I think we ought to be very proud that we're doing it right. So then let me put up slide number 4 for us. And this is a slide that talks about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you know the triangle, it has 5 layers. And the bottom 2 layers, in fact, I'm using this why we should do Maslow's theory to work with our parents. Okay. So if you look at the bottom 2 layers of well, actually several layers of Maslow's theory, that it talks about the psychological need of the individual and the safety need. Right? So when you talk about the psychological needs of the individual, you're talking about basically like food and water, walk and rest, right? Housing, etc. And then the safety needs, of course, will be security and safety. And when you think about what Rotarians do, it is in that area. You want to be able to, as Rotarian, provide people with their psychological needs and their safety needs. And then you look at the top part of the pyramid, it talks about the need for belongingness and the love, need for self-esteem, and the need of self-actualization. And those are things that we want for ourselves. So Maslow's theory very, very succinctly describes what desire and is. Okay? What's in it for me? What can I do for other people? So then let me talk a little bit then about those 2 areas. The benefits of being a Rotarian. Like I said, there are really 2 things that we would desire to be when we are Rotarians. We either want to help people or we need to help ourselves. Let's talk about helping people. And if you go to the 5th slide, it talks really about 7 areas of focus. Right? Everything in Rotary is centered around these 7 things. And the only thing is the benefit of China, because the other Rotarians know them, one of these 7 things. Right? They are the basic water and sanitation. Right? It is basic literacy. I'm just giving broad descriptions. It is safety and security, conflict resolution. It is, I have here, I'm gonna ask, but I'm gonna ask for here, who know the 7 focal areas of focus? Let's put it that way, rather than me just talking to you. Anybody want to tell me the 7 areas of focus? They're on the screen now. So you can read them. So, and so, Carolyn, you will understand that, but I won't go through all of them because I've got 20 minutes, right? But when you read through your package, there's some things you want to focus on. The 7 areas of focus is one of them. Because when we go into the community, we want to focus on those kinds of things. Because in Rotary, we have an organization called the Rotary Foundation who fund all of our projects. And those projects are funded based on the fact that they address one of those 7 areas. The most recent area of focus being the environment. So in environment, health and maternal health and child care, basic education and literacy, community development, water sanitation, and so on. But those are our focus areas, and that's anything that we want to do as Rotarians, we should be able to find in those 7 areas. But beyond those 7 areas, and you go to slide number 6. There's also now this area of development of self. I always say to Rotarians when I speak with them is that we have this model called service of ourselves, and it's truly altruistic. It's a little model. We do passion. But we have to be careful that we don't cause people to be so focused on helping others that they neglect themselves. Right? We can go out there and give 100% of ourselves if we're not 100%. It is important that we take care of our own physical and emotional and psychological needs before we go try to take care of somebody else's needs. Because otherwise, all we're going to be doing is putting our goals. So I like to think that there are a whole slew of things that we could do as Rotarians to better prepare ourselves to be better Rotarians. And I would want to like go through just some of them for you. And I'm going to spend some time talking about a couple of them because I think it's important that you understand what they are. But very often we take them for granted. Right. The first thing I have there is friendship. And Carolyn, you'll find this to be very important. I believe that in Rotary, we have this opportunity to make some lifelong friends. And not just people in the room or people who are virtually, but even across the globe, because the president talked a little bit about district conference and national convention. And you will get a chance to go to those things at your leisure, because it happens every single year. And going to things like that, you make some lifelong friends through Rotary. It becomes very easy to make friends because you realize when you're talking to another Rotarian, you're talking to someone who thinks like you do, who has the same values that you do. And so it becomes very easy to make those kinds of friends. And friendship is the most important thing in Rotary, because even though we say Rotary is a service organization, I believe we are a member organization to the service. And friendship or fellowship is the reason why Rotary is actually born. The second one is business development. And in this club is doing an excellent job of that because we now have a new Rotary business, right? Where we're actually still focusing on trying to encourage Rotarians to not only enhance it, but create networks so that they can do their business. So in Rotary, if you are in business, you can develop your business. But beyond that, if you're looking for a great bank like you work for, you can use your Rotary connections to enhance your value to your organization. You talk about personal growth and development, and the president again spoke about the Rotary University. I think that we have one of the most impressive online training tools of any organization right now. And that's going to provide the standards, the hours, and that kind of stuff, right? Then maybe talk to you about the next year. Because anything that you want to study, especially as it relates to Rotary, or even some personal development things like leadership, project management, those kind of things, you can find on that site. And you can do it research, right? The non-privileged. Leadership development. This is very important to Rotary. And you should take advantage of it because we have some excellent leadership programs. And the focus is on making sure that every Rotarian achieves their full potential. And we talk about Rotary being a four-school organization. We talk about membership development, we talk about service, and we talk about supporting the foundation. But the fourth leg of that stool, we still focus on, but it's creating an opportunity for every Rotarian member to be the best that they can be. And we say it's called leadership outside of it or beyond it. So that means you want to be a leader at the area level, at the district level, at the zone level, or even internationally at the top levels of Rotary. If that is your desire, then Rotary or your Rotary club ought to be making the opportunities available to you so that you can meet those goals. That's your personal goal. So leadership is very important. And then it also spills over into your personal life in terms of how you lead your business or the business you work for, or even if it's in your church or your community, practicing those leadership skills to make people around you better. Citizenship in community. It makes you a better citizen. There's a whole slew of things in terms of we can talk about, but I'm going to skip that because I'm watching. I think if I talk about 20, I'm going to run out of time. We talked about continuing education on the Rotary website, where you can go and pretty much pick up everything that you want to know. But we also try to make sure that Rotary is not a boring organization. We want to have fun, right? And so that's the reason why there's always a lot of fellowship. There's a lot of social nights, game nights, those kind of things, because as friends, we want to enjoy each other. And it doesn't always have to be in an environment like Rotary or in a meeting like this. It could be outside in a fun environment. Public speaking skills. Most of you will know Barry Russell. And Barry tells the story. Actually, the national president, Barry tells the story that when he joined Rotary, he was not able to speak to an audience. In fact, the first time that he spoke to his Rotary clubs, the whole podium was so tight that he couldn't let go and he couldn't change papers to read because he was so nervous. He said Barry today, I mean, he's all over the world speaking, because in speaking to his Rotary club and then beyond his Rotary club, he develops excellent communication skills. And of course, he eventually became president of Rotary International, highest position in Rotary. So if you feel that you want to be a public speaker like issues, and you think you have these skills, volunteer to come to a fund and make a presentation. Or pick a topic that you're passionate about and come and talk to the club about it. Those are the kinds of ways you can do it well. You speak and you don't have to use notes, and not many of us can do that, right? Some of us have notes and get what we have to say. But it is a skill that can be learned, right? And really can help you to do it. Right? We talk about citizens in the community, really also affords you citizenship in the world. And that is through the conventions and conferences, meeting people, getting to know people, and then having your influence for them. This is what I'd like to talk about, the systems in travel. And I'll give you an example. Let me just give you a second. So that's the first instance. We like to travel to Florida. Right? And let's say that we go to Florida, we have a rental car, we shop in Walmart or wherever it is. And we take the packages out, we put in the car because we got too many packages. We go back into Walmart, and we come back, we find the car broken into. The package to the door, we happen to leave our wallet in the car, and that's gone. And we don't have a place to turn. It's on a Friday evening, and the Bahamas Embassy or High Commission or whatever thing it's called is closed. You can't reach them on the phone because they don't take phone calls on weekends, right? You follow, if you don't have your app, right? You find some way to call a friend or movie friend and say, pull up a location for movie clubs in IBO. So out there we have that. And give me the name of a president of one of those movies. And you get the name, you get a phone number, you make a call. Hi, I'm Rotarian Chief Relations. I'm in Miami. I have an accident, I lost my practice, I lost my money, I lost my bags, everything. I'm stranded. Can you help me? I will guarantee you that within the space of hours, the Rotarian adventures. Guaranteed. Think about that. Value. If your voting membership is $1,000 a year, that's kind of an insurance policy if you're a frequent traveler, then you can't pay for. Let's say, for instance, and again, you're traveling and you're by yourself and you're in your hotel room and all of a sudden you have a depression. I need to sort with some people. Yeah, I need to friend care. Because somebody up and say, this time you have your food, so you look at your phone, you look for a road in the bag, find somebody contact and say, look, I'm met by me, I'm sitting here at the airport barrier and it's boring. It's trapped. I need someone to talk to. You can talk to them on the phone, or you can say, let's go have dinner. You'll find someone who will take you and sit and chat with you because you're there. I tell you, your membership can't be high enough before that kind of thing. They're developing of social skills. We don't need to talk about it, you know what that is, right? Family programs for those of us who have families, young kids. I always say that if we have a big enough need and people like this club because there are a lot of young people and we starting families, perhaps we can still consider having people bring their babies to what do you do? Right? They may make noise in the background, but it's really not about it. Right? We are a family. We don't just meet ourselves here Thursday morning from 9 to 8 or 7 to 9 to 8. It goes beyond that. Right? And one of the things we need to get back to is this, what I would call intimate arrangement, where we meet each other in our homes. Right? Because then we really begin to strengthen those bonds of fellowship. And I would suggest that we meet in our five sessions. And those persons who are online will probably be more willing to come out and spend an hour with us this morning. Because I use my personal experience, right? I look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and I get up in the morning Friday. On a Thursday morning, I don't really give an alarm clock because my brain is wired that I need to be at 7 o'clock. And when I leave here at 8 o'clock, I'm on such a high, you think it's okay. But that's what Rory does for me. And you can get that way as well to become passionate enough about it, that you could be, you would want to motivate you to do things in your life to take it to better heights. Vocational skills. Some of us have skills that we underutilize. I would use Patrick as an example, right? Underutilized skills. Obviously, he has the skills of how to mentor young people. Right? If you look at how free and back clubs are doing, how they are progressing, look at the excitement that we see in those meetings. That comes from the strong leadership that Patrick provides. Right? He's using his skills as a vocation to motivate young people. And 20 years from now, those same young people will remember him as being the motivator in their lives. And he's walking down basically the walk of fame and remind them of what he did for them when they were in high school. Well, congratulations. Number 16 is important, and I'm quickly now because I need to wrap up. Ethical development. Now, you can look at the following test, right? And if we were to live our lives by the following test, we would be libertarians, right? Because, and the idea is not so just us to live by the following test, but to encourage everybody that we to live their life by the following test. If we did that, think of what a better world this would be, right? Because as you know, you frame laws and those kind of things, if you live in a peace and economy, right? And if you go back to the objectives, the first objective was for fellowship. But there are four objectives. The fourth one is peace and family across the world. And so we have an obligation wherever we go to try and get the truth to live a clean, decent life. One of the peace, family, and looking after each other. Okay. The others I'm going to skip through. Be nice people. But the last one was the opportunity to serve, right? I talked about the fact that we have this model called service above self. So those are, if you look at that 20 reasons why I think, or why we should be Rotarians. And because those are the kind of things that help to develop us as human beings. But there's some things that we can do at the club level, and I'm going to wrap up with this third point, and that is confident care for Rotarians. Because I think this is very important. And I want to make sure we give it what it deserves. When I was district governor in 15-16, one of the things that was very important to me was to make sure that when I speak to all the Rotarians around the district, I spoke to them about what I call the well-being of Rotarians. And so we actually encourage all of the clubs to form wellness chairs. And this is not someone who come up and talk about this days behind stuff. I'm talking about someone who actually focus on the well-being of the Rotarians. Right? And I think of it as a touchy-feely thing. Men are not touchy-feely, so when we went around the district, I asked how to get that information. She did an excellent job of talking to people about what the role of the wellness chair was. Give a couple of examples. So without having a Rotary function, there's a drinks there. One of the Rotarians is drinking more than they should. What do? You allow them to get in the cars and drive home, maybe potentially get to the accident, or as a caring club, we ensure that they get safe. We have a Rotarian in the room, they're sitting by themselves, they look depressed. We know something is wrong. What do? Do we go and give them a listening ear and try to find out what's wrong? We don't want to be pessimistic, but we want to be concerned. We got to make sure that we understand what's going on with our Rotarian, and if there's something that we can do with help, we help. Right? Those things are very important because we need to make sure that all of our members are whole, physically, mentally, emotionally, if they're going to be good. And one of the things I like about this new president we have in Rotary, Jennifer Jones, is actually coined with the phrase confident and care of the Rotary. And it's really nice to make nice action, right? So we need to make sure that we don't just come here thinking about ourselves. We need to make sure that we think about our other Rotarians to us. If they're not well, then the club's not well. So we have to make sure we get this, we get everybody's back. Secondly, we have to protect our Rotarians, sometimes themselves. Sometimes we get so deeply involved in helping our communities, we do like that. And sometimes someone got comfortable, they step back a bit. Right? Then we have to do this because you're taking on more than you should. I can see it having physical or financial toll. We need to be careful of that. And the final thing I want to leave you with, and I deliberately shorten this thing, I can talk about more, but just the confidence in the difference, is we have to protect the individual. We have to make sure that even as we protect one another, there's going to be one or two of us sometimes who are the children. And we do things that are un-Rotarian. And it has a reflection not just on Rotary, but on us as Rotarians. So if I see my friend has been doing some things that don't follow the public test, I need to call him aside and say, look, guy, you ain't coming. You need to get fluctuations. Because if we do that, we are a better friend than watching them go out there and destroy themselves, destroy our life, and destroy the organization. So we have it as an obligation. And if people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, we have to call them out. And we don't call them out on the because we don't like them. We call them out on it because we love them. We want them to be good Rotarians. We want them to be good people. We want them to be whole and also. So my appeal to Rotarians is that we need to share this thing we have. We need to protect it. We need to make sure that whatever it takes to help our community as Rotarians, we do it so that the good of our community and for the benefit of ourselves. Thank you.
That was awesome. So you know, I tell you that we have some dynamic, awesome speakers right here within the club, and we need not look outside if we want an excellent speaker. That was well done. EDG Felix, thank you so much. So to do the thank you. Let's see if I can bring it back in there, sorry. Oh, see,
Let me help you. Good morning. Good morning, friends. It gives me great pleasure to be able to extend a vote of thanks to our past district governor, my friend Felix. I hope that Felix has shared so much information, and it reminded me of a story I heard of a couple who went on a cruise vacation, and every time around dinner they would go into their cabin and they'd be eating cheese and crackers, and so one of their friends says, "Hey, we miss you at dinner," and they said, "Yeah, we only had enough money to get on the boat. We didn't have enough to be able to pay for the dinners on the boat." And when the friend told them, like, "Hey, all of the meals are included in the price you pay." All of this, all of what Felix told us is in the price of membership. If we don't get something from this to carry back, we're missing our opportunity for Rotary. Felix, I want to thank you so much for the passion, for the drive, for what you've done. I know that when I move back to the Bahamas, please, when I move back to the Bahamas, someone said to me, says, "You look like Felix." I was the founding member, and she was the founding member. Oh, good, Felix. My father was the best. Well, how do you know that the Bentley did was project this club? She is that project. And that was the playground at the and kids were involved. My son was about maybe 5 years old, and he was there. And my kids would continue to come out to Rotary in the morning. We were in the early stuff. There's a great. I love seeing the kids out. The only one thing, there was one.
Like even you guys, you put the sibling. And I was sometimes the names that Have, want to check it out, you guys really fantastic. But great meeting, thank you so much, we really thanks for bringing that great vote of thanks. But just a quick minute before we do the raffle draw, on March 11th or the 18th, those are the 2 days, the Crisis Center would like some volunteers to come in for training, an online training, so we can help people who call in with issues. I had the opportunity for the last 2 nights. The first night to talk someone out of killing themselves. And I had to just dig into, this is someone who doesn't believe in God, so I couldn't go the spiritual route. I had to find, this is a very highly intellectual person. And I had to find a way to talk her off the ledge. This person was sitting in her car at 2 a.m. in a very cold country, ready to take her own life. And I stayed on that phone from 2 a.m. I didn't know I could do it until 6 a.m. She fell asleep. She wrote me yesterday morning and said, thank you. Just listening to your voice made me fall asleep, and I thank you. But that happened again last night. Not that she was going to kill herself, but wanting someone to talk to. And literally, I was talking to her in my sleep. I would hear parts of the conversation and wake up and answer. But the night before, I didn't want to answer because I said, I hope it's not any of my parents. Because someone calling at 2 a.m. made me think something is urgent. And because it was so persistent, I picked up the phone. And there was a friend who I hadn't spoken to in a long time. Sometimes we don't see each other, and maybe a Rotarian. They are acting not their normal self, that they're not coming out anymore, not suggesting that some of the people are not coming to meetings or not, but sometimes people are in a depressive state. People suffer from chronic depression, and you look at them and think they're normal, because you never know. This person is normal, functions well at work, but is chronically depressed. So you don't know. Be that voice that someone can call at 2 a.m. and you can still, trust me, I got some Starbucks at 6 a.m. I went to work and I functioned fine. So you know that there is training. I was trying to call professionals while I was on the phone with her and I couldn't get anybody. So I had to just dig into stuff that I've learned along the way, stuff I've learned from Rotary, stuff I've learned from the same Rotary conflict resolution, all those little courses we offer online from Rotary that I did just as a secretary wanting to learn more, just as a president preparing for leadership. And I had to call on my Rotary and other experience to deal with that situation. So if you are someone who can pick up the phone and still make sense at 2 a.m. in the morning and you'd like to volunteer your time, this is a wonderful opportunity. There are many people that went off the ledge during COVID and we're totally unaware that they are suffering from some mental health issues or some deep depression. And sometimes they need someone to talk to at 1 a.m. If you're that person who can go back to school or talk them out of doing whatever they wanted to do and still function the next day, we need you. And the Crisis Center has been begging us as a Rotary to assist them in this regard. So if you know that you can offer that kind of service, please come to the training. I'm going to go because I would love to know. Maybe I could have stayed on for 1 hour and I end up staying for 5. But, so let's do this training so we can help someone. You never know. It may be a loved one on the other side of the phone one day. All right, so with that said, let me invite. That's why I was so late and looked so disheveled this morning, but I was told I look beautiful with that hair. But my disheveled look after not sleeping much last night. But let's do the raffle. She's coming forward. I haven't seen the other one, so I should. Welcome. I thought about you last night, Yeah, I thought about it. I said we should really go play some golf. It's my golf buddy, by the way, guys. Go play some golf. Get ourselves back in the game. All right, so let me see. The pick. I will have a horse in the race. It is my pleasure. Hello. And first we go, Carla. 620-622. 2 tickets right at the finishing line for the 3 days of the current game. So you want Felix, I don't know. And they call it donut. I said, the aliens are married to Jamaicans, and here it is, a couple, a Jamaican couple. With benefits. So guys, I will be your ticket, and I look forward to seeing you at the games. All right, thank you. So let's be standing. Oh, one final, yeah, I know I'm running late, but I want to announce the Rotarian of the month for the month of February. And it was Tanisha. Right, behind the scenes, she is, oh my gosh, she's a true Rotarian. So Tanisha, time is going, but next week I'll have your pin, but you can come up for a handshake. I was searching for the pin, and no one is in my bag. I think I left it. Thank you for all you do for Rotary. You are awesome Rotarian. To you. Let me make sure we keep you close. Thank you. And for the four-way test, and the four-way test, you know that we need the four-way test. Come forward.
The things we think, say, do, isn't the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Does it build goodwill and better friendships? All concerned.
Whatever you do, Rotary around the world.
Thank you guys for the extra time. Have a wonderful day. Have someone before you leave. Thank you for coming out this morning. Bye, everyone. Thank you for coming. Good day.